Thanks, Chair Lewis, Chair Peisch, for the opportunity to be part of this great panel and for my colleagues on the panel for their testimony. I won't repeat what others have said. The Mass Business Alliance for Education has offered written testimony in support of this bill, the credentials legislation, and others before you. But I do hope to convey the support and the enthusiasm coming from the state's business leaders in support of this bill and the elements that it contains. Our organization, through its affiliates and members, represent 30,000 employers, very supportive of evidence-based practices that increase college and career readiness and success of our state students. And as such, they have embraced early college very enthusiastically and efforts to scale it up as an effective practice and an important action for this legislature to take leadership on. We think this effort is even more necessary today, given the economic disruptions we've all recently experienced. We think it's important to build systems that are flexible, that accelerate learning. Early college does that, allowing students to earn industry-recognized credentials do that, and the infrastructure that this bill creates will certainly do that. Just as importantly, as has been said, this bill is going to help address some of the inequities of opportunity that still exist in our schools. The data from early college in support of closing gaps is impressive. Supporting students of color, first-generation students, students from low-income backgrounds is not only the right thing to do, but it will diversify the talent pipeline in STEM and in other fields that provides us, as we all know, with a healthier, more equitable economy. I also want to offer very vocal support for the building of infrastructure and the creating of a systemic approach in our state to college and career success that this bill creates and envisions. If we're going to scale these practices up and make a difference for students, we have to move beyond incremental increases in programs to embrace the cultural and philosophical change that will create meaningful pathways for all students. We know that in too many high schools in our state, there are too many kids on a pathway to nowhere. The recent debate around admissions policies for our vocational schools shows us very clearly the thirst and the desire that students and families have for meaningful high school experiences, meaningful pathways that send them on their way to success. Creating pathways across all schools would be a game changer, and this bill will give the Commonwealth the ability to be positioned to do that. Having an office that's dedicated to this cause, leadership focused solely on implementing this vision, is the best way to make that happen. The legislature, in its wisdom, when it crafted the language in the Student Opportunity Act, called for measuring statewide progress in outcomes that would improve student, college, and career readiness and success. Passing this legislation and setting up the coordination and infrastructure that it contains would go a long way toward having us achieve that success. And we will also want to thank Representatives Roy and Lipper-Garabedian for their leadership and the legislature for its funding support for early college and other related programs. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.